Click, then to go forward. Okay. First text of the day. Let's see if I can move the slides across. Okay. Thank you for the warm welcoming to the National Oceanographic Center. It is a great pleasure to be here with you. And ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to stand here before you today and to talk a little bit about the landscape of oil and gas, oil spill response. I'd like to really set a little bit of frame for the conversation that we'll have for the next few days. So in a world where environmental preservation and industry reputation is of paramount importance, addressing the risks and the response to oil spilling demand a lot of collaborations and technology advance. So let me go through what we observed in our sector. In the oil and gas industry has been a very, very complex and evolving scenarios over the years. The oil industry have operated in remote field and has been a cornerstone of progress and technology for decades. However, situated in very remote areas with limited infrastructure and experience in oil spill management, these sites pose a unique challenges in response capability. Think about Arctic region, think about desert regions, think about very, very upcoming countries, very, very unique, the biodiversity in these areas. Local regulators sometimes have not experienced, not because of lack of will, just because they have not experienced something like this in their provinces. And this has a complexity on what they're doing. Another complex situation right now, we are moving toward energy transition, new fluids, new technologies, new development. This had a lot of intricacies we never observed before. So the oil spill landscape has changed quite a lot over the few years. Another important aspect of oil spill response nowadays is the stakeholder expectation and managing stakeholder expectation. It's not a trivial. Let me give you some snapshot here. Managing the expectation of stakeholder has become paramount importance. The general publics have very strong opinions nowadays on what is the perceptions to spills, more than before. What was in the past concern now has become magnified and as well depend a lot in the areas where we are situated. Take, for example, two different oil spills, one happening, for example, in the UK, another one in East Asia. Completely different response, completely different media response, although the quantity may have been similar or different. A small spill in Europe could actually exacerbate the media perceptions versus spills in other parts of the world. This is not a value judgment or attentions to oil spill in certain parts of the world by all form and shape. It's just an assessment of how perceptions are different in different circumstances in different parts of the world. Another particular important aspect that the oil spill response sector is seeing is the challenges in capabilities. Working oil and gas, working our industry has never been a challenge, but more and more we see that the ability to attract talent is becoming more compounded by the environmental perception there is in the public. So the negative perception of the industry, driven by climate change activists and media portrait, is resulting in many talented individuals leaving our industry or deciding to move to a different kind of sector or kind of outfit. This creates a vacuum in capabilities and experience that is of paramount importance as well. Another important scrutiny that we observed is the attentions and that is creating outward technologies. more technologies are scrutinized now for the impact they have on the oil and gas industry. It's more and more difficult to complete, ladies and gentlemen, to capital project in our industry, and the results we see is after the technologies that have been developed for oil spill response are probably on the back foot of all the technology that advanced, because the benefit will harvest later in the lifetime of oil field. Other important aspect is the response of regulators, standards, stakeholders, and all the legal obligations that we are seeing increasing. More and more regulators become more attentive, more impatient, more keen to understand what is doing, by all means, for the right reasons, but that create additional kind of dynamics not previously observed. Another important aspect is actually the importance to create a collaborative effort between different organizations as we embark in oil spill response network development. We observe more and more that there is network and framework agreement being implemented, like Scottish National Fisheries, or in Paris there are a number of other framework and organizations that bring together different companies to basically develop the next phase of oil spill response. The issue though is that once developed is half job done, it's probably 1/4 of jobs done, then implementation is becoming more and more challenging. Another important aspect we see is actually how to respond to incident now is becoming more and more challenging, because events are all interlinked. For example, in the Bahamas, there was an incident in 2019 that was caused by the hurricane that destroyed a tank farm, leaving a lot of oil spill on the ground and so on. So the country was facing an environmental disaster, but a humanitarian disaster as well. So prioritize which one go first. It's always an ethical problems. Of course, safety and health is coming first, but there are kind of requirement and need for collaborations across all different things of parts of a response to make sure that the correct response is implemented. So it is very, very important to build then, to summarize, a very collaborative framework and transform industry that work toward all these scenarios and different kind of competing topics altogether. So the journey is mirroring as well the journey that the oil and gas industry is doing. So there are common themes like technology development, or energy transitions, or lack of loss of capabilities. These are all generic themes that the oil and gas industry, our clients to speak, our sectors are facing. So embracing a collaborative response and a mutual kind of support and working to advance common technologies is the key here. So I leave you as well with another personal reflection about that. The way we as an industry, as a sector, or our technology leaders respond to these things set the scene on how well prepared we are to respond to oil spills and how this sector embrace the futures ahead. Thank you very much and enjoy the 2-3 days ahead. We have an excellent visit plan for the afternoon, so I hope you will join us and enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you.